Hi, good morning friends. As you know that I am Dr. Jetling Elosa, running the YouTube channel, named it as a Law Speeches, and in this channel I am posting the matters pertaining to the law and also the happenings, developments happening around the India and the world. And today we discuss another important topic with regard to constitutions. The topic is judicial review. As you know that the state is having the three important organs. One is the legislature, the other is the executive, and third is the judiciary. As you well aware that the legislature does the act of making the laws, amending the laws, inserting the laws, and also repealing the laws. This is a function of the legislature. Whereas the executive, which is the second organ of the government or to state, there it has to enforce the decisions or laws or enactments enacted by the legislature. The third organ is judiciary. So judiciary is an authority to interpret the laws which are made by the legislature and the executives. You know, all the laws are not made by the legislature. Sometimes it delegates the powers to the executive. So executives also making the number of orders. We call it as government orders, circulars, office memorandums. So likewise they issue these things which the citizens have to follow all those things. Then that also be called as a law, as it has delegated by the legislature, because delegation of the powers is another important topic where the legislature, because it is not able to sit for 365 days, and also paucity of time, paucity of the funds, paucity of knowledge of the members, so it can delegate the power to the executive. So executive also making the member of these kind of orders. So the main duty of the judicial authority, the third organ, is to protect our rights and also enforce and also interpret the laws which are made by the legislature and also the laws which are bylaws which are made by the executive. If these laws or the bylaws or rules or regulations have been, whether they are in conformity with the statutes or the constitutional spirits or not, there the judiciary comes into picture to interpret all those aspects. So the judicial review means, in simple words, it is nothing but power of courts of a country to examine the actions of the legislature, executive and administrative arms of the government to determine whether such actions are consistent with the constitution or not. That is be called as a judicial review. So the judiciary has such kind of power to review all those aspects which are enacted made by the legislature and also executive. Then in India, whether we have this judicial review is there or not, for that we have to see the Article 13 of the Constitution of India, which clearly provides the judicial review. How it could be? Because under we have the Constitution provides under the Part 3 of the Constitution of India, Article 32 of the Constitution of India, where its constitutional remedies have been there. As per that, you can question the actions of the legislature and the executive authorities before the Supreme Court or Apex Court of the land. It itself is a fundamental right, and also under the Article 226 of the Constitution of India, it be called as the constitutional rights. So this aspect is there. Then the question came before the Supreme Court in a famous case called Keshavanda Bharati versus State of Kerala, 1973. All India Reporter, page number 1461, where one of the judges of in that bench, Justice Khanna, he stated that judicial review is a integral part of the constitution system in our country, and that is vested in the hands of the judiciary, that means in the hands of the Supreme Court and also in hands of the High Court. He categorically stated that judicial review is indispensable for the successful running of democracy. Without judicial review, the system may collapse. These are the wordings which have been uttered by Justice Khanna, the famous jurist of at that time in that case. Then we could have to go to the historical background of the judicial review. If we see the historical background of the judicial review, it goes back to USA, United States of America, where in a case called the Marbury versus Madison, reported 21st ED, page number 16. That is a very, as and today also considered as a landmark decision delivered by the Supreme Court of America. And we go in details of the case. You know, in 1800, in American elections, the Federalists lost the elections. And while leaving the office, the then President John Adams had created certain judicial appointments. Around 42 appointments were created that has been confirmed by the Senate, and also the orders were sealed and signed by then Secretary of State John Marshall. Then the next president who got elected, President Thomas Jefferson, came to power by succeeding the John Adams. He immediately stopped 17 such judicial appointments a judicial commission appointments made by his predecessor government, including the appointment of William Marbury. Then, because of his stopping of his appointment, the William Marbury, he filed a case, a writ of mandamus in the Supreme Court of USA under Judiciary Act section 31, stating that he should be given of the appointments made by the John Adams government. And the succeeding government, Thomas Jefferson government, has no power to stop the appointments. Then the matter was considered in length by the Supreme Court of America, and it was stated that whatever action made by the last government by appointing the various commissions is not bound to the succeeding government, and the judiciary has a power to review the actions of the governments, whether it is a succeeding or preceding government. So it is in this case, and the case as on today also holds good, and it is considered as a landmark decision rendered by the American judicial history is concerned. Then this is an aspect with regard to this case, Marbury versus Madison case. Now we discuss what is there in our Constitution of India. Just already I told you, Article 13 clearly provides judicial review of the legislative and administrative actions of the state organs. That has been again stated by in a case called State of Madras versus V.C. Rao. The case is reported in All India Reporter in 1952, Supreme Court case, page number 196. The then Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India, Patanjali Sastry, he stated that judicial review is a inherent part of the Constitution of India, and the Supreme Court has every power to interpret the actions of the legislature and the administrative authorities. So at that time only Supreme Court only has that power that had opined by the Patanjali Sastry. And in succeeding case like the A.K. Gopalan versus State of Madras, another important case with regard to human rights are concerned. In this case also, the case is reported in All India Reporter 1950 SC, page number 27. The then Chief Justice, Justice Kania, has expressed that by abundant caution, the makers or framers of the Constitution of India incited provision of the Article 13 and to uphold the rights of the citizens. So every action goes to judicial review. And also he given another golden words in this judgment, stating that out of these three organs, which is a supreme organ, the question comes, he opined and stated that constitution is a supreme. So all the authorities, whether legislature, executive or judiciary, they bound to follow the spirit of the constitution forever. So these are the golden words rendered by Justice Chief Justice Khania in that case. Again, in 1973, Supreme Court of India had again occasion to discuss. That is another famous landmark judgment of Indian history, judicial history is concerned. That is a Keshavananda Bharati versus State of Kerala, 1973 case. Again, Supreme Court has gone further and stated that judicial review is a basic feature of the Constitution of India. It is a basic structure of the Constitution of India. Yet no point of time the basic structure cannot be damaged. If we are going to damage the basic structure, basic feature, then the edifice of system may collapse. So whatever the governments, whether they are coming by whatever majority, they have to follow certain principles that we call as a doctrine of basic structure principles. So in which judicial review is added by Supreme Court in the Keshavananda Bharati case as a basic structure. Then again, in further, in S.R. Bommai versus Union of India, in this case also, it is reported in 1994. In this case also, Supreme Court also opined that the basic features of the Constitution of India means not only to approaching the high courts, but to the Supreme Court, but also to the high courts. So judicial review is there, not restrained to Supreme Court, but also all the high courts have the power under the Article 226 of the Constitution of India. And in another case, L. Chandrakumar versus Union of India, 1997, also reiterated the decision of the S.R. Bommai case. So, by this discussion, we can say that the Article 13 of the Constitution of India clearly provides the judicial review of all the actions of the legislature, executive and authorities who are there, who are functioning in our country. You know, in one famous jurist, Justice Gray of United States of America, he also stated that the basic thing of judicial review is the lies in the written constitutions. So ours is a written constitution, and that is clearly there under Article 13. And if you go to observe the unwritten constitutions like England also, they also inserted the judicial review is in their domain. So judicial review is one of the element for success of the the state edifies. So with this, I am concluding my lecture. Before concluding, I request all of you to subscribe to my channel. Call it as Law Speeches, which is available in the YouTube. And if you feel that my lectures are good, I request all of you to like my lectures and share and make your comments in the comment box. Thank you, one and all.